What's up, YouTube? COD4Man221 here, and welcome to another Kind of Heroes 2 commentary. This time 2 vs 2 on Slomisky Winter. You can see Nick has 5 stars here, so he's level 100. This guy is at least level 90 Pika. I'm level 90 because I have 4 stars, and Ambrose, who was in the last video, has 2 stars. He's about level 50-ish. 50, 60. Anyway, we got a good match here. I don't think I've done a lot of videos on this map in particular, but I really want to break down the two different sides and what we do right and what we do wrong in this video. As you can see from this map, it is on winter, so these choke points here, this lake on this side where the Soviets are going to start out, that is covered in ice, so they can use it to bombard the town. Also, any of our crossing points, if we're getting pushed back, we can't protect just those two narrow choke points there. Okay, so we're going to bring off Fog of War. Sometimes when I load into games, I am minimized, and that was what happened here. Basically, we're just starting the opening moves. Now, what you can do is, let's say you kind of miss a little bit of the start here. What can I do to quickly stop that? I go with the assault mechanized doctrine, mechanized assault doctrine instead of a little bit backwards, and you get some grenadiers out immediately because I messed up there. This happens sometime. Either way, I'm catching up quite quickly. Have a lot of manpower. Grabbing an MG. Grenadiers out. Assault Grenadiers are coming out. Gonna grab a second one very shortly. And we're gonna try to go on this side. Now, for this map, you have to realize that there's 2 field points. And that this field point is the most vulnerable one. I've played on this side quite a lot. So, this feels kind of exposed. I mean, this one's pretty exposed too, but you have a house here, so I mean, they can harass that pretty easily. So you can see, Pika is now moving on to the left side here. I do my assault grenadiers moving in. I'm going to move them into heavy cover once I see some of his guys. Keep in mind, these guys, these common engineers, do have rifles, so they're good at long range. Also keep in mind the heavy snow, which will slow up units. These are assault grenadiers. These are not grenadiers. They do have MP40s. So he's going to retreat into the house, which is kind of a smart move. I'm going to move up to the side with the least amount of windows. So he is... Oh, it has a ton of windows, really, but I'm going to move up and just try to blast right through these windows here on this side. You can see the Soviets here. Turns out I didn't see there's a 4th one there, but I honestly don't play Gun here. This zoomed in, so... Either way, I figure point blank will be doing well. Anyway, so this is a very good thing. The church is the most important building in the center of the town. If you get as a Soviets, that's great. So what I did was I moved my combat engineers, my pioneers, into this building. So my combat engineers in this building and denied the 2 Maxims this building. And then I put my MG42 in there. You can see I am playing it in with grenadiers here. Ambrose does have a mortar that was shelling the positions there. Forced to retreat. He did a little bit of friendly fire there, but we're okay. I'm going to move my engineers up to secure this town square. And we have, very strong assault. So, you can see this is always something nice. They complement each other. They have a special rifle command, and they also have a support weapon company. I'd kind of recommend that one of you goes either one. So one guy gets Pino troops, one guy gets machine guns, so you can balance yourself out. Also, if there's some scout cars, you can have some anti-tank units. But you can see my one Grenadier squad did not fare too well. I've had to fall back on this left side. You can see I'm getting a ton of troops, so I'm going to replace these guys. They're pushing on this side. They're going for our cutoff. We don't have anything on this side. These are all connected to the fuel, so I'm not sure exactly what that does for them. Keep in mind with these assault grenadiers, you can also use sprint, which is a very good thing. I am chasing off some of these Pino troops here. We are point blank with them, so... assault grenadiers, you need to be like point blank. These are basically like pioneers that are have a little bit better health. You can see even with the flamethrower how well we destroyed those guys. So they're getting suppressed by something. And I have multiple troops coming in from all angles, including my MG42, who's going to set up here. So they're under suppression. They are surrounded. He just needs to pull out right at this moment. You can see we did kill one of those guys, and they're in the negative cover of the road. And killed another one. So now this side's going to fall again. Very rapid movement on this side. You can see on this side, Ambrose I just put a machine gun that is holding off 2 of their machine guns, but the Maxims are a lot more mobile. You can see this really wide arc, so he's covering pretty much most of the area, and he has Grenadiers flanking in. And his mortar is doing decent. I mean, a mortar's a good idea, but they killed one of my guys here. Yes, they did. So at this point, they killed one of my guys. That's not very cool. I am upgrading to production upgrade, as it's officially called, to Battle Phase 1. So I'm going to retreat these pioneers here, and well, actually at base, I'm going to build the light mechanized company. I'm getting a scout car about every game I usually play. And if you can, I was going to try to get a rifle grenade off, but it just kept moving. As you can see, I'm going to launch one, but I just got to pull back. And I'm going to keep up the pressure. I do want to cut off their fuel. That's a great thing on this map. Like, if your opponent can keep cutting off your fuel here and you cannot properly defend this, then they're going to have 2 fuel caches, and you don't want the Germans to have a ton of fuel, because they do have a bunch of, they're still trying to snipe me here. They're doing I just moved out of their range. This one I'm just like, I don't care, I cut it off. I don't need to capture it necessarily. So you can see, using the field guns is a good use. And they got 120mm mortar, very sure. They do have guard riflemen out, so I have to watch out for that with my scout car. Those guys are pretty good at countering. Like, those guys are good to have near your snipers, because they can only damage it. I'm moving my MG to help cover and help out. Once I just saw on his side how far he pushed out, which is good, because, frankly, he's cutting off these guys here. I mean, they could sneak around because it's winter and stuff, but he's cutting them off at their main road here, and that's just bottling them out, which is an absolutely great thing. That's why this side is more fluid. He uses the MG here. He tried to help support me, but the snipers are here, and they're going to finish off his MG42. And there he goes. So I have my guys hiding in the bushes. We're like sneaky. I'm going to throw all my grenades into these guys. I was hoping to catch one of their catch their flamethrower on fire. So the scout car is out now. I'm going to upgrade with the autocannon. Autocannon is very good. The machine gun, you know, it's decent on this thing, but autocannons can shoot down aircraft also. So you can see it's already killed a man. I'm going to flank around their cover here, because they're going to try to get into cover here. So you have the scout car. I mean, it's already taking some decent damage from their rifles, right? But I'm just going to flank around. As soon as I get the autocannon. And these guys are great for chasing down enemy units. You can see he brought up his guard riflemen who are taking shots, and luckily only 2 of them hit, but you can see how low my health is on this already. I do like the scout cars now. They used to be very bad. Well, the Soviets would use them with the in one of the earlier days. They used to use the scout cars. Like, I think Martin was one of the wasn't one of the first, but it was kind of when that started to become popular. Started using that a lot. The scout cars. Oh, look at that grenade. It's gonna like almost. Anyway, so you'd use the scout cars with basic engineers. I see my guys are wounded pretty badly. You can see I have a medic bunker here, and I have a bunker. I'm gonna upgrade to a medic bunker, and I put it in between us so it can heal both our soldiers. And I do have more assault grenadiers coming. You can see he's trying to snipe my guys in the church, and I see a priority opportunity is run past these guys. And guess what? He had a great reaction time. He's running away. If you snipe one of my guys, and especially our allied MG, you are not going to get away. I hunt down snipers ruthlessly. I killed 6 of them with one of these scout cars. And yeah, I hate those snipers. Absolutely hate the Soviet snipers, especially when they're against me. So I'm just going to run through town, avoid these guys. And they got pushed back. So great reaction time. He saw my scout car run right past me, withdrew, and his guys just cannot run fast enough. He does have an MG42 up here, though. So I'm going to run back here and kind of group up with these guys. You can see we're still kind of, Amherst is still holding them at their base there, but now they have a heavy mortar, 120mm. Keep in mind that the Soviet mortars are a little different than the German mortars. So his mortar has counter barrage when it upgrades, which is, I guess, okay. I've never really used it. And then his mortar has this great thing called precision strike, which can pretty much knock out any MG if you use it correctly. I mean, it basically narrows the radius to pretty much the size of that thing on the ground there. It makes it really small for the target of the mortar there. So this side's falling. Well, actually, Ambrose moved up, and I have some of my own grenadiers coming to assist him. They're going to let this conscript die, unfortunately. Still going after the field. I did flank around. I had these guys go this way. And you know that rule I had in the last video about not letting your heavy weapons go into the enemy's hands? I'm doing that exactly right here. I'm going to pick up this MG. I know I lost my squad there. I wish I had one more man, but I thought it was more important to get this MG back to my base and to be able to use it. I mean, these guys are decently cheap to get a new one, but the MG42 are very valuable. So it's not capturing this. This whole side is falling to a massive kind of MG. I guess there's two MGs. Two MGs, a lot of infantry on this side. And they have actually teched up to build a mechanized armor company. Let's look at their resources here. Their resources are, yeah, they have plenty of a couple more minutes for them to get any kind of SU. And I'm taking their fuel again. So I'm going to move in. I want to do some damage. And he had two MGs, and I'm like, oh, this is not very good. He is retreating, though. I saw two MGs, and I was like, I'm going to pull back. I mean, I could take on one MG and flank around it, but not two. And then, look at this. I see the oorah on the fog wars, like, oh my goodness. You know what they're going to do to me? They're going to try to throw something at me, an anti-tank grenade. Let's go to Nick here. Yeah, they had anti-tank grenades. I was right. I was like, oh my goodness. You don't see the oorah. The thing is, it exhausts your troops. It's just like use the whip on Rome Total War 2. I don't know how many of you watch those videos, but it gives you guys basically a lot of attack, but it weakens them. So I'm going to push on this side. I see nothing stopping me. I think they want to build another fuel cache, but they have very few points. And look at all the infantry moving into the town. This town is getting ready. I just have one MG42 here, and then I got one in the church. It's like, oh boy, major assault. And they're going to flank around too, which is quite smart, flanking around my position. I'm going to have to withdraw there. I'm building this. I'm a little delayed here. I do have plenty of fuel. And I got to pull back. When I see that flamethrower and a ton of troops in front of me, I just got to get out of there. Whole left side is falling though, and I'm bringing all my troops back in. The left side can be like taken and then pulled away. So you have the fuel. You need to keep something there to protect you. I got my scout car here. I see a bunch of penal troops. Keep in mind, I'm pretty sure they're going to throw a satchel charge on me. Very certain. They're just using the flamethrower there. I'm betting that I can kill that unit. Oh, yeah. Okay, here's what happened there. They hit me with a anti-tank grenade there and threw a satchel charge onto me. Now, if they were to get in here, which is quite smart. I also have a pack at this point. I'm sending some kind of tank. You can see the medic bunker is up. These Euro medics do look pretty cool, I have to say. It's going to be a new addition to some kind of medics in the new game. I'm not going to say anything other than that. Small little hint there. So you can see we are, keep in mind we do have the incendiary rounds. Those are very good, like, even against infantry, like if they're coming at you, you just click that thing on with F. I'm using the hotkeys a lot more now. It makes my retreats a lot faster. Once again, I'm going to deny this building to anybody. He's now flanking around, killing some of these guys. Caught him on fire. Look at that. So you got that guy on fire. This whole side's left. They're pretty much stuck in the middle. They did take over a pack though and are shooting at him. Don't leave your guys that are pinned like that. It took them way too long to get out of there. So Panzer IV's up. We do have a maximum. I tried to do the sprint before they could get set up. I'm just going to have to pull my guys out here. See, they get pinned. No reason to stay there. Just got to pull them back. Grenades are running. Wiped out my grenadiers. I am turning my guys. I do not want these shock troops in front of me. They can use smoke or something, but they just use the grenade. And they're going to fall back with the pack. Maybe lost stomach for, ooh, nothing. Ah, he has a camouflage. By the way, you can use Pioneers to clear out anti-tank guns. They're pretty effective. So they're taking back their fuel. They're a little upset they don't have enough fuel. They see that we have 2 tanks out, and this guy has 207. Has he made any of the... No, he has not. Remember the 10-minute rule. That's 10 minutes someone can get a tank out. Even with Soviet industry, it's about 10 minutes. Maybe 9 if you're Soviet industry, but about 9 to 10 minutes you want to have some kind of tank, or at least have some anti-tank guns out. This is not upgraded just yet, but is it me or does this cost so much more? It used to cost 30, now it costs 50. I'm not sure I agree with that because first of all, the German tanks, all the Soviet tanks pretty much have the guns except the heavy ones. So all the Soviet light tanks have a regular machine gun on them. Why can't the Germans? Why do we have to pay 50 munitions for that for the German ones? So the SU came out, and that's not good with them. Ooh, Pinot troops are coming. might throw a satchel charge. Oh, look at that. Beautiful hit from that 120mm mortar. Now they're veteran C1. So we have some tanks. I am moving my pack over with the grenadiers and my grenadiers and my pack moving up. I don't think you can see that, but I mean, it's just a fight for the center. Look how destroyed the city is. The church is barely being occupied. Move my MG in there again. That's like my third one I've had in there. This is veteran C1 though, and we're gonna start pushing them back. I am getting these guys repaired here. I think for this match, I'm gonna decide to go for a. I might go for a Tiger. I can't remember. Anyway, these guys are coming. I'm manually targeting those guys. They did throw a grenade in there. Didn't do a whole lot of damage. I'm afraid some Molotovs coming in. Keep my grenadiers here because they are being shot at by the Maxim, but they're in heavy cover. I'm going to launch a rifle grenade right behind here, and I'm going to pull back. So I did hit some of those guys. Look at my Panzer IV. It is taking shots at these guys right here, and the SU can't really maneuver. I am behind the buildings and blocking his sight. They want this building gone. I do have the light artillery barrage. And right about now, he started clicking. I was backing up for a second because I saw the AT. He was telling me the SU was right there, so I immediately pushed forward. He's behind him now. I called the light artillery on this AT gun here to basically get rid of any of the bad effects that it could have on us and taking some shots into our rear armor. Anyway, with that nice maneuver with the Panzer IVs that we were able to take out their only armor they have on the field and utterly devastate their mortars and their machine guns. Machine guns are only good till they get a tank. I mean, World War I, that's how they got rid of the machine guns, were the tank. That was the solution of the trenches, pretty much. Well, kind of, you know. I mean, it's not exactly like the tank completely just destroyed all the machine guns, but that was the idea of keeping men safe and being able to protect from machine guns. So right now, I'm thinking about saving up for the Tiger. Frankly, I'm close to the command points for it, and I'm saving up fuel. I don't really feel I need extra tanks at this moment. I mean, because most of its infantry, they don't have a lot of tanks. Now look at this, we're point blank. He didn't want to go point blank with us because we have the MP, so if he was back here, he probably could have won that fight. So I'm taking back the center, just going to pull back. I do see guard riflemen there, so you might say I'm a little cautious with my my tanks, but that's what's going to happen. You get buttoned, have an AT right there, and mark target or whatever, so he's got to pull back or he's risk losing his tank here. And so that's what I'm a little cautious about. You know, we took our advantage, you know, we took advantage of them with their SU there, and we capitalized on it, but I'm not going to push too far up. And a Tiger will utterly devastate them, so I'm definitely saving up for that right now. Meanwhile, I pulled back my MG because I didn't want it to die. I'm reinforcing it right now. And I have my infantry right here. I mean, these points don't really hold anything significant. They're just standard, just territorial. And then they threw their grenade. I threw a rifle grenade right back at them. So you wanna hit me with a grenade? I'll hit you with a rifle grenade. And he's gonna have to pull back there. You can see they're making another kind of push on the ice. Now this is very dangerous, especially since he saw my light artillery barrage. I call him the ice will sink his men into it, and especially the AT gun. So MG moved up. They do want their fuel back. I've pretty much been harassing their fuel the whole game, so they haven't really. I mean, we're getting 39 fuel a minute. They're getting 16. That's a big difference in when tanks are. In this stage, you need a tank. So the Tiger is here. Yep, the devastating Tiger is here. I do love the Tiger tank. I think one of my, I think it was called Tigers versus IS-2s is like, I think it was like in the 20s or something for the videos I made for Company of Heroes. It's a great one. It's about an hour long. I cut out about 20 minutes, but huge tank battle on Pripyat between two of my Tigers and some of Juicebox's Panzer IVs, along with, look how closely grouped they are, along with a ton of IS-2s and SUs, so it's a good match. I would not suggest grouping you guys up on ice like that. He did like his MGs though. I went to clear out that AT there, which I did. This Veteran G2 one is watching this flank, which is good. But he should really put it on my tank that's right here. And you know, the Tiger's still coming. Actually, I was trying to flank him, and I was like, oh my gosh, don't break rule number 1 with the heavy tank. Do not go on ice with a heavy tank. So I'm gonna move my Tiger around this side. I want to keep him off the ice pretty much. And yeah, I'm gonna. That barrage was off by a little bit, but I did force his MGs back. I did kill one of them though. Just make it so his guys can't like position anymore on the ice. Also, a tank could drive right into that because the ice is so narrow. He's gonna pull back his AT gun, so the town is pretty much ours. You gotta secure this town. I've lost a lot of manpower because of this Tiger. I went down 182 a minute, but I also do have a rather large force. That's how it works. So I do have my Avenger 2 MG, which does have an increased fire rate, I believe. Suppression. Yep. So they've barely seen my Tiger. I'm gonna keep flanking with it. I think I was gonna go try to take out some of their fuel caches. I know they'd probably made. Oh, I went to help my pioneers here. That was easy. Yeah, so I am taking shots at the AT gun there. I gotta pull back my Panzer IV because his Veteran 2 field gun is there. It has destroyed an infantry unit, but it's done a lot of damage. Now here's the dangerous thing comes in with the button vehicle. I might blitz out of here. Okay, luckily, thankfully the church is still standing. I'm gonna bring my Pioneers in as you can see, and the Tiger is moving in. I'm keeping the Tiger kind of behind the building. Well, actually, I'm gonna move it behind the building because they have a lot of ATs right here. And really, well, that's the side armor of the Tiger there. You can see he's kind of, he has his AT up here. He's just trying to cut off this avenue, so they not only have their fuel pretty much cut off the whole game. And believe me, they have plenty of infantry to take back this whole left side. They're just not doing it. Look at where my artillery. It's all. They can't really position their MGs there anymore. I mean, it's a little late. You have shock troops, you have machine guns. You could definitely just be taking over that point. And I have some more Pioneers. I want to make sure this thing gets repaired quickly. Well, basically about 2 Pioneers, 2 tanks. It's not always the best ratio, but it's usually I like to have about 2 Pioneers up with repairs. Especially when they're veteran, they do repair faster. At some point, okay, that's rank 2. So you can see their MG moved up a little too far for their own good there, and are being taken out by the Tiger. This was a great match. I'm gonna throw. My tank decides to kind of go into the building, as I'm gonna throw my MG in here and start taking some shots. I figure, you know, let them do that. The MG can help take out that field gun. So my tank is just like destroying half of the building here. You can see our German soldiers through the window there. Gosh, this game looks awesome. You look at those models. And they have one of the other things I hate for the Soviets are this half track with the quad mount. So I was trying to get some of those guys. They're down to 47 points. We have all 3 victory points at this point. I let them have the field. I'm like, whatever. Is that my MG? No, it's a maximum. So I'm okay. You can just see, I wish I was like, oh, I wish I had that. Like I was able to throw down a barrage, because that could have destroyed this field, and I couldn't move that quickly. They are targeting that. The Panzer IV is ready. You can see they have an IS-2, which is what he was saving up for. But, oh, by the way, you know that thing about not going on the ice? Yeah, that's why. It's really fun when you do it with, like, a mortar or something. Yep, I'm going to say goodbye to this field gun. I hope this thing sinks. Look, the field gun sunk into the icy lake. So they have a couple men and a field gun and a tank. I'm just making it hard for them to maneuver. Ooh, nice. So I have my Veteran 2 tank here. He is an Elephant Tank Destroyer, and I had my Tiger. So this thing was pretty much screwed anyway. So good game to our opponents, Nick and Pika. Thanks for another game, Ambrose, and I hope you guys enjoyed. Leave some comments down below. What did you take away from this? Keep in mind that the Tigers are amazing, and not to position your troops on the ice. Otherwise, you could have a Panzer IV fall through, or a field gun or something, etc. Anyway, COD Format 221 signing off. Hope you enjoyed.